Morning everyone. It's a lovely day today, although it has forecast rain, but we've got clear blue skies. Now hopefully we might miss it. Right, we're in Sawdust Shack today. As I always say, a very clean, neat, tidy workshop isn't usually a productive one, but there are limits. And I think I've reached the limit where I'm going to have a tidy up before I can start doing what I want to do. So I'll get this place sorted out and looking something a little bit more workable, so I'm not going to break my neck every 2 seconds. And I'll fetch you back and show you what we're going to do. Oh, just show you these quickly. Forgot about this. $8.99 I think it is off Amazon. And the reason I've got it for is the orange one. As you can see, it's on a bit of an angle, so if I'm parked up in van and I'm running low on water, instead of pulling the full 20 litre canister out, I can just use the funnel, use the white pipe there, drop it into the tank and drop a couple of bottles of water straight into the bigger tank. So I need to put them in van now, because like I said, I forgot I got them. But yeah, quite good that for well, £9. Just made myself a cuppa. I've been out shopping. I've got some rust to sort out on van. I've been and bought a couple more fibre wheels, some body filler. I'll show you that in another video at some point. I'll film when I start that. Right, I'll just set you up on tripod, then I'll show you what we're going to be doing. Right, got the Sawdust Shack, something more like. I've got a bit of room to work around and swing a cat now, so that'll do me for a while. That's a shower base that's waiting to go in the house. There's a few bits and bobs I'm waiting to do so I can get rid of stuff, but I've got enough room to do what I need. So right, what we're on with, or what I'm going to get on with, is this. A neighbour of mine, it's his walking stick, nice shiny little thing, but this top apparently is just plastic, and while he's been out he's found, and I'm not sure whether it's a bit of a deer horn, maybe ram's horn, sheep's horn, don't know, but anyway, got this horn, and what he's wanting is that replacing with that. Now, I've never done this before, so once again it's going to be a suck it and see. It's going, might go that way round, maybe, don't know. So the first thing we've got to do is we have to get rid of this white that's inside. That's the soft part of the horn that we don't need, and then we've got to make the stick, maybe shape it down a bit to go in whatever size hole we end up with, and then try and glue it on nice, you know, get it all nice and straight and get it glued on. And then I would imagine that bit there is going to be his thumb rest. So that's what we're up to anyway. So I shall get some things set up, and then we'll see what we can get done with it. Right, what I've done is just wrapped it in a cloth and just gently nipped it up in the vise, so we're not damaging it. Just going to try and flatten this area off with a chisel. So what he wants to do, he wants to keep this sort of flared bit here to flare out onto the stick. That's a bit harder than. That's harder than I thought it was going to be. Chisel's not going to work. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a lot softer than what it is. It's not, it is rock hard. So what I'm going to try and do now, I'm going to attempt to drill straight down. So just eyeing up the centre, which looks to be something like about there. Put a little pointing with bradawl, and then we'll just try and make sure we're running something like straight and level. It's just running off all over, that is. What's happening there is, because I'm on a slope, the drill, even though I've used the bradawl, is sliding over that way. So the thing I've attempted to do is try and cut that a bit more flat if I can, so the drill's got a chance of starting off central. That stinks. Didn't expect that either. Like I said, not tried this before, so right, what depth we got? Let's have a look. Right, so we're down a couple of inch maybe. Should be enough, I hope. Right, so now what we've got to do is, I'll spin you around a bit, is make the hole obviously wider to take more of the stick. So we're going to cut a dowel out of the stick, and then a couple of channels in it to let the glue go, and then glue that on directly onto the stick. So all I need to do now is just keep trying to steadily increase the size of that hole until it gets somewhere near the diameter I want, that's going to match up with the stick. Right, I'm only going up very slightly in drill sizes. I've come from a 6, which is what I started with. This is only a 7, so we're not going too mad. I'm just taking it nice and steady. Same again, just up slightly again. Got to be really careful that I don't, as I'm going down, because the bone narrows in, I don't start coming through the side. So I can't take too much of this away, but I want just enough away so that I can get the biggest dowel in that I can to give me the most strength. Might try one more. Right, what I've achieved there, that's a 10mm hole. Now, I don't really want to go much more than that, because with these, I'll just show you what I mean. with these ridges, as the bone dips in and comes out, I don't want to come through. So I've got a fairly decent hole there, which should give me a decent dowel to get in and glue. That should be strong enough to hold that on. Well, I think it will anyway, we'll see. Right, we just use the chop saw to cut that off the top. So now I can start marking this down for the depth of the hole we just drilled in the horn, scoring it round, and start fetching this into the right diameter for the dowel to go inside the horn, and then we just glue that. I'm hoping we just glue them together, and that should make us a decent, a nice strong bond, so they're not going to go anywhere. Right, using the drill bit, or one of the drill bits, just to give me the depth that I need, and then transfer that onto the stick with a good old Sharpie. Mark it round. There we are. So that's roughly the depth of the dowel that we're going to make for that to sit on. Now I'm going to have to alter the collar where it's going to sit, because obviously this is sloped, and I've got to get it all tweaking and tweaking until that actually sits where I want it, nice and flat. But for now, for a start, all I'm going to do is make the dowel so it fits in the hole. Then I'll start tweaking the shoulder round and sorting it out. And the way I'm going to do that is just with the pull saw, is gently just go round scoring it, and then a chisel, and just start very, very carefully and slowly taking the size of this down to what I need. All I'm doing is I'm sawing, I'm spinning the stick. Right, just with the aid of a small clamp, just to try and help hold it, gives me a second pair of hands. And hopefully what I can start doing then is just paring back nice and steadily. And all I'll do, I'll just keep nibbling this round and round until I've got the size that I want. Maybe doing a bit more sawing and just keep going in and doing it that way. So when I've got it near enough, I'll fetch you back and then we'll finish it off. Right, so we've got it nearly there. So just keep trying it in, gently twisting. And what it does, as you're twisting and then take it back off, you can actually see where it's a bit tight, where you need to just take a little bit more off. And it is literally just very finely scraping it down just to get a nice fit. And this is one of them things, I don't want it too tight because then there's no room for any glue. Obviously I don't want it too sloppy so it doesn't hold properly. But we're getting there, we're getting there. just use it knife just to trim. I don't want to saw anymore because I don't want to weaken this pin. Just keep snipping them off with knife. And there we are. That's actually quite good on straightness as well. So as you can see, what we've got now, we've got this gap. So what I've got to do now is angle the pole down, the shoulders of the pole, so they meet up. But firstly, I need to get rid of this white lump there, so I want the shoulder to sit right to the bone. Now, right, we'll work out how I'm going to do that next. Right, we're going to try the old Dremel, see what that does. That seems to be working. What I'll do is making a mess at camera, so I'll get this done and I'll fetch you back and show you what it's like at the end. Right, so got that off pretty well, all nice and out of the way. But now what we've got is the dowel is now too long. So what I need to do now is just shorten the dowel a little bit, which I'm going to have to do with the hacksaw. I don't know whether this is picking it up. There's still the old metal screw from the other top. So I'm just going to take that down a bit with the hacksaw, and then we'll have another go at putting it together and see what we get. Right, we don't want much off, but I also need enough for glue as well, so hopefully about there, I think. There we go. Try that. Lovely. Right, you can see now the slope I need. So I've got to now trim the shoulder back on this side so that we get rid of that gap there and it all sits nice and neatly in there, and then we can glue it down. So I'll mark that up and start trimming that down now until we get this side sat nice and snugly up in there, so you can't see any of the dowel and it all looks as though it blends in nice and neatly. Right, fetch you back in a minute. Right, what I've done, I've just by eye just marked it round with a Sharpie. So that's the section I'm going to take out. Just going to do that with a small sharp chisel. Just chase it round. I'm just going to keep nibbling away a little bit at a time until I've got it where I want to. So I'll start doing that and then show you in a minute. Right, so I'm just going to start paring it down just a little bit at a time. And you can see it's just very slowly, taking your time, nice and carefully. We want this joint as good as we can get it. I'll carry on with this and then I'll give you a look when it's done. Right, we've just about got it there, I think. It fits quite snug. What I've also done, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, I've put some slots in, 3 of them. And what that's for, is to let the glue run and squeeze out the bottom so that it doesn't get trapped and stop it from going in properly it allows it somewhere to go, and then it can come out of here, and then I can clean it all up and let it set then. So right, so I'm going to mix some epoxy up, get it all glued together, and try and clean it up and tape it so it holds it in place while it sets, and then we're not far off finished then. Right, what I'm using is this Araldite epoxy, if I can get into it. It's a 2-part. It comes out equally, or it should do. Want a good glob of that stuff. Mix it together. Plenty on there. And then in we go. Couple of wipes just to try and clean the excess off before it sets and bulks everything. Right, leave that to set now. It says 5 minutes, but I'll give it a while. Right, that's set up now. I'm going to leave it till morning. It says it's fully cured in 5 minutes, this epoxy, but I don't know. It's all on. Looks quite good actually. I've got it fairly straight as you can get these things, because they don't actually grow straight, but yeah, looks good that. And the side works. It works really well, resting your hand, your palm on the side there, and the thumb just fits nicely in there. Yeah, pleased with that. Just wants a little bit more titivating around these bits, but I'll leave it one morning and then finish it off tomorrow. Right, welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I got this all glued up, so it's all set now. It does say on the epoxy 5 minutes, but I don't know, I like to give it plenty of time to cure up properly. It's on, it's all done nice. Now, as I say with all these things that I do, this is not a how-to, this is not an instructional video at all. All I'm doing is showing you what I've done. There'll be professional stick makers out there shouting, "Whoa, you're doing that wrong!" But it's on, it's sturdy, it works, so that'll do. If you've enjoyed this, if you found it of any use or anything like that, please do consider giving us a like and a subscribe. Share it along with anybody else you know. It's all free, so why not? I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.